So, Tim, I had the itch so bad to go and open some packs last week.
Yeah.
I went to the card shop. I didn't tell you. Sorry.
Oh, you pulled a Ricky.
I did. And went down and just started opening packs of Bowman 2022 baseball.
What? That's very unlike you. What
just like
happened?
one after another.
Did you have a fever that day or something?
I may have. And I'm pulling out the cards, and I'm showing Tanner. I'm like, is this guy good? Is this guy good? Is this guy good? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I was doing.
I don't know either. That's surprising. I'm guessing you didn't hit anything.
Well, I don't know.
You don't know?
Like, ask me in 10 years. That's the worthless part about Bowman. I put them all in my penny sleeve and threw them in the, what's that thing called? Closet.
Not a junk box? Yeah, just the closet.
Yeah. So junk box. So guys, Ricky's told just about everyone out there. He called most of the guys, but Ricky's been unwell. He's been sick with the COVID. And Tim, actually, I was talking to Mrs. before. He's not with us, man.
What?
Well, today. He's not here in the studio.
Gosh. Okay.
Wait, we do have Ricky.
Yeah, guys. I'm right here.
Oh, there.
I'm just virtual.
Jeez. All right.
There's an Adam. Oh, it's a 101.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Back to the Future. I'm your host, Ricky, a.k.a. Mr. eBay. And I am joined by my co-host and partner in crime, Dr. Chad.
Someone call for a doctor?
How you doing, Doc?
I'm happy you're still with us, buddy. I'm good.
Me too. And we're going to spend the first segment filleting this guy. Please welcome Dr. Tim.
Here we go, baby. Prepare to be underwhelmed.
Well, as I mentioned, we've got some exciting stuff for you guys this week. We're going to recap the Goldin Auction that just ended, the triple logo man, LeBron, and a couple other cards we talked about previously. We're going to talk about some new changes coming to Beckett with a new CEO. But before we dive into all that, guys, we've been gone for a minute here. And a couple of weeks gives Tim a lot of time to get in trouble.
Yeah, better not left to my own devices, that's for sure.
It feels like a while that we've been gone. We actually recorded the show 2 weeks ago, pretty early.
It's actually been about 3 then.
Then we had
right?
the best of. The best of was good, Tim.
Thanks.
Like
Yes,
traditionally,
it
I don't love best of shows, but that was really well done. I love the theme.
Yeah.
I mean, I love laughing at you.
Well, you know I love themes, right? So.
Yeah.
Well, and
Your
Chad
underwear
and I,
drawer suggests exactly that.
Chad and I did jump right up Saturday morning and take a listen because we were hearing it for the first time with all the listeners. Yeah. And I got to tell everyone that are, especially our P1s that have listened to all our shows and been with us for much of this time, you still want to go listen to this episode. Tim put a ton of work and effort into adding little, we'll call them Easter eggs, along with some of his commentary, adding on to these great segments. But the additional reason I liked him so much is it just reminds me of all the fun times that we have together and all the trouble we can find ourselves getting into. So well done all around, Timmy.
Thanks. Yeah, I missed you guys, though.
Well, we certainly missed being around you, Timmy, and hopefully our listeners enjoyed it. And some of our newer listeners got the chance to hear some of our good older segments. We'll be looking forward to bringing more of those episodes to you later this summer, one in July, one in August. But aside from the great show you did, Timmy, you see, and you're a glutton for punishment, Tim, because I don't know that Chad and I would have ever known about this had you not reached out to us.
Oh, I know. I could have kept this totally hush-hush.
You are selfless when it comes to this show.
Well, no, I was definitely torn up about it. And apparently, I don't know. I think it's still up for debate.
Well, I think we've beat the hell out of this bush. Why don't you go ahead and tell them what you did, Timmy?
All right. Well, I was trying to help a listener out, preferred to remain anonymous, but he had...
Yeah, I don't blame him.
I don't either.
He had one of his cards that he pulled out of a pack up on eBay, and it was very similar to a card I had pulled from 2022 Bowman Chrome, not just Bowman, Mr. James Wood. And if you guys recall, I hit an out of 50 gold parallel, and this gentleman pulled a yellow refractor out of 75. So not quite as nice as a gold, but still very low numbered. And he told me, and being a good friend that I am, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll keep tabs on this with you. And definitely very excited to see what he would get, because the out of 50 sold for about $2,000. And so his yellow out of 75 had a lot of potential.
Now, we're going to dive into what you did here in just a sec, Timmy, but just to give a little recap, this was a 7-day auction.
Yeah.
It ran, it had 23 bids. $565 was the high natural bid, we'll call it for now.
Don't skip too far ahead, Richard.
Yeah.
I won't. And we had 10 different bidders going for this bad boy.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, right? And just also it was through ComC. It was a consigned card.
Thank you.
Yep. And it was interesting. So I had kept tabs on it because trying to help out this friend, I put in a bid of $725 as a max bid. Might have been $750, but somewhere in that range. Because looking back on the card's comps, I thought that was a fairly safe number to bid, while also helping the value of this auction.
Oh my God!
What was the intent?
To try to, just boost and get that
Choose your
auction
words
going
carefully.
a little bit. Yeah, I didn't say the 5-letter S word yet.
That's a big number, Tim.
Is it
That's a really big number.
No. So for perspective, I showed you guys the little screenshots of the comps, right? For the raw cards, and his was raw. Back on May 17th, the first raw sale was $1,200. So,
Right.
750 was well under that. And then on June 4th, even though it had slid a little bit, the raw sold for $960. So even at $960, $750 should not have been the max bid. And so, just encouraging a little action for those 9 other bidders.
Yeah. I wonder where the right place is to fire this away, so I'm going to do it now. I didn't get those numbers. I did not see those numbers in my independent research.
You didn't?
I pulled it up on Card Ladder, and granted, this was just a couple of days ago, so probably after this auction ended.
Yeah.
But I saw a PSA 10 of this card that sold for $1,025.
Yeah, it is sliding.
That is 2x.
Yep. Yeah.
Tim, a traditional raw card to a PSA 10, we're talking about 3 to 4x is what you're looking for value-wise.
Historically, sometimes even more now in this new market.
So why in the world would you bid $700?
Because the auction ended 3 days before that. I didn't know the new comp was going to be $1,025 for a PSA 10.
Have you seen the dumpster that's on fire rolling down your street out there?
Yeah, right next to
The
Vin
world's
Diesel.
gone to hell.
Tim wants to be punished, and he wants to be punished publicly. That's the only thing I can come up with. With this.
That's the only thing that makes sense, Ricky.
This is up for debate still. Come on.
So is it your argument? Are you really going to come in and try and argue that you didn't shield this bid?
I boosted the bid.
I think everyone knows here I'm not a man of language.
Uh-huh.
But the Oxford Languages
Oh,
Dictionary.
here we go. Okay, fine.
Shill. Noun.
Interesting.
An accomplice
I never used that word, by the way.
of a, Ricky did,
Oh.
and he's right. An accomplice of someone who acts as an enthusiastic customer to entice or encourage others.
Customer, huh?
That's exactly what you did.
Oh, wow.
Where'd you catch that definition from?
Oxford.
Oxford.
Oh, a dictionary of note.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we go to another one? Ever heard of Merriam-Webster? Shill. One who acts as a decoy, as for a pitchman or gambler.
Oh, yeah. Gambler. Okay. Oh, boy. That's actually pretty spot on for what I did.
You said you didn't have
Yeah.
intention to win.
No, I didn't.
So
So you won.
You just boosted the price up to this card, right? And some other poor schmuck paid way over price.
That was the hope.
But
Thursday night, while watching the NBA draft, kind of half-heartedly keeping tabs on this auction. I was getting a little bit nervous because it was hanging out at about $400 going into the last hour.
Just underperforming by $300.
Just a little bit, just a little outside. And, but, I wasn't too worried because a lot of the main bidding, whether it's on Goldin, PWCC, ComC, or eBay, happens in the last 5 minutes sometimes because everybody puts in their bid at the last minute. So
true.
I was like, okay, we're going to be fine. But as Ricky already spoiled at the beginning of this, it ended at $575.
I did not spoil it. It was at $565 before you got involved and bumped it. You shilled it $10.
That's true. That was the next highest bid after my bid leapfrogged it automatically. I put it in this bid at the first day of the auction when the link was sent to me. I was like, oh, okay. I had looked at the little comps for the raw cards. I saw the 1200. I saw the 960 because we had already talked about this card prior to him consigning it. I was like, this is very safe. Should have been like 50 to 75% of the card value tops for the final auction price. So, and what's the harm in that? What's the harm in that? Because I knew that the card was going to end higher.
Well, exactly.
For this dishonest.
No, for him, there is no harm.
No. Yeah.
Because if your bid wins it, then you saved him from a very undervalued or underpriced card when you pay him for that card.
Exactly.
Yes. Right.
And so for this person, no risk.
True. And before we get into what Tim did, because we're going to destroy him all over again in just a minute, let's do a quick analysis. What do you guys think led to this price? I think I kind of know where Chad's going to go based on the research he's done for this card. But what do we think was the reasoning for this price, this card underperforming, if you will, by Tim's expectations?
Am I supposed to answer this?
Either one of us could go. I guess I'll go first.
Yeah. What are your
the market's
theories?
Garbage right now, and
That's a
you
fair
have
argument.
to recognize that. We're even seeing high-end cards dip, and they've been the last ones to dip over the past 9 months or so.
Yeah.
Yep.
So even when those are dipping, you've got all of your entertainment that's dipping as well. With Marvel, we've seen them tank. Even baseball that's in season is tanking as well. So you had to know that these cards were not going to go for anywhere near what they were even just 2 months ago. Even since 2 months ago with the card market tanking, and then we've got everything else in the world with finances being devastated as well. That's going to drop.
What's the first of the big three sports that's going to drop in price? Baseball.
Hockey.
Yeah,
Big three. Big three.
Well, Tim's making a great point for this. Baseball is not a big three.
Yes.
It's baseball.
Get jokes.
It would be baseball. But, it's baseball season right now.
Yeah. You brought up some interesting points, Tim. It ended at 10:51 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Which could have contributed.
It was a very odd time. I agree.
I do want to note, though, that I was able to find on eBay that Tim made his bid at 4:58 a.m. That's mountain time. He is degenerate enough to get up and be bidding before 5 a.m.
Bro.
Oh, that's true, huh? I was up pretty early that day.
Can we take this a step further before we go back to the card value price? Now, a deeper dive into Tim's account.
Oh, no.
The winning bid, it just shows the first last letter of the account is NT.
Right.
NT.
What is your eBay name?
It's supposed to be Junkie Sports.
That's not what it says here. And it says the number of sales that you've completed, 1,637.
Tim.
No, that's not sales. That includes
Purchases.
feedback too. Yeah.
1,600.
Yeah.
When have you ever owned 1,600 cards that you've told us about?
He does it. He buys them, and while they're shipping it, he contacts USPS and says, I need you to reroute this one. It's going somewhere else.
To be fair,
I did a lot of buying and selling once upon a time when I entered a lot of breaks and stuff.
100% positive feedback for you.
Exactly. That's pretty hard to do these days.
Proud of you.
Nice. Yeah.
I do think, Tim, you got bit by the too far out from release bug. I think those big numbers, similar to Undertaker Prism, they all go big to begin with. Now you can get them all for $5.
Hey guys, we're doing things. That's going to tie in later in this segment too. We didn't even plan that.
No, we didn't.
Ricky, high five.
Yeah.
No, that was the point I was going to make, is that, I did underestimate how badly the economy may have affected things, and just like the overall picture there. I should have accounted for how far out it was from release, knowing full well that the farther you get out from release, the lower the card value generally is, because the most excited buyers are going to buy right off the bat and pay for a lot for a raw card.
But that's said and done, Tim. That's what you should have done, could have done, would have done.
What?
But now let's fast forward to the finalization of purchase. So when you won this bid, you did the noble thing and you paid promptly for your new James Wood card, correct?
Tim?
I promptly reached out to this person that I was in contact with about this card, and we had a little discussion about what to do. Because
What was the
I knew that the value of the card was far lower than he was expecting, and he also said as much, that this card severely underperformed, and he was shocked.
Okay.
So by being willing to pay more than anyone else out there at this given moment, you did him a favor by buying the card for more than what anyone else would pay for.
Right.
That was the intent.
That was very nice of you
Yeah.
to give him the extra money.
I thought so.
Who proposed canceling the sale first?
It was pretty mutual. I mean, we had a discussion, right? Because
No. How'd you have a
That's Tim.
discussion?
via a social media app.
Show me the
Pull
app.
it up.
Let me see who said it first. You're not both saying it at the same time.
Oh, fine. All right. Let's see this. All right. Don't give away
Tim
who it actually is. You can see it on the screen.
We're not going to post this.
No.
We're not going to say
This
it.
is just for us. So.
But suffice it to say, while Tim's pulling this up, this is a big listener. This is a good friend of the show.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh boy.
here we go. See? So June 23rd, 8:54 p.m. Timestamp matches, right?
Okay, fair.
That's 3 minutes after this auction ended in Mountain Standard
3
Time.
minutes. He couldn't be texting this guy quick enough to say, "Hey, you're not going to make me pay for this card, are you?"
Well, okay. So leading up to this, I'll rewind 5 hours. It says
No. You go back a day.
No. June 19th.
Look, yeah, June 19th. From June 19th to June 23rd, there's no correspondence except from you saying, looks like I'm still winning your Christian Wood.
Yeah,
no comment.
five
Hey,
hours
thanks. No,
leading up
hey,
to
that's
the-
exactly what we agreed upon is for you to shill my card.
We did. All right, let me find this.
You busted.
No.
Tim,
here we
you're
go. See?
busted.
Oh, no.
Tim's going back to the early 19th century in his Facebook Messenger.
June 16th. He sent me the link. He says, follow along if you wish.
Okay.
And then the next day at Ricky's stated time of 5:45 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, I put in a bid of $750 for you. And he hearted it, liked it.
Yeah, what else is he going to say? Retract it? You're screwing me?
I don't know. So
You screwed the pooch, man.
Yeah,
Looks
you
like I
did.
Oh, but after the auction ended, he was the one that said, well, nope, wrong button.
One thing at a time, Timmy. Put the phone away. We're good.
Yeah, you're good. Okay.
So this doesn't look good for you. I mean, I'm pulling up Card Ladder again to check my facts so I don't make another blunder like I did a couple of weeks ago. And honestly, this PSA 10 card sold for $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
If you would have paid him, you would have been giving him more money than what the card would have been worth, and you could have made good on the bad deed that you did.
And that was certainly part of the discussion, right? You know, because he agreed that it was way undervalued and that if I were to pay for it, I would get a screaming deal on the card. And so that was one of the options, was for me to go ahead and pay for it. And then that thought did cross my mind as far as sending it in to grading for the hopes of getting a PSA 10, which is no guarantee.
You were not getting a screaming deal.
I wasn't.
No.
See?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. If the card went for $500, Ricky, tell me if I'm insane here.
No.
Tim's going to pay $500 for this card.
Yes.
The PSA 10 is only 2X,
Right.
Tim, which means that, and that's through an auction.
Yep.
Right.
That is a good, well-established, probably non-shilled PSA 10. So the raw version of that card is not worth $500 anymore. That's a $300 card.
Chad,
A PSA 10 is
take-
3 to 4X for a PSA 10.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Let me take you through an alternate world where Tim
Yes, okay.
does the right thing.
Please do.
He buys the card for 500 plus.
Uh-huh.
He submits it to PSA. It's either a 10, at which point he doubles the price of the card, and this listener is crushed. Entertainment! Or he gets a PSA 6 like Tim's known to do. Again, entertainment!
I thought you were going to say, or he enters a binding trade agreement where if it's a PSA 9, then he has to go through with it.
I should have. You should have bought it. You should have submitted it. You would not have been taking advantage of the price or the situation. As Chad has been screaming for the last 15 minutes, I completely agree. This is not going to sell for more if it's relisted. Is that the plan, to relist it on ComC?
Yeah, that was the plan we agreed upon after cancellation, which ComC did agree to cancel with, I admit, no grounds for doing so.
Yeah. Okay. How do they not call BS on this? I have a problem with ComC not throwing both your asses out of here.
Well, because you can click cancel for your request and you don't have to specify a reason anymore. It just says parentheses optional.
Oh, that just, shill central, man. that is.
So what you guys are
insane.
saying is that I should have, final result should have been me paying for the card and still probably sending it to PSA and not feeling guilty about sending it to PSA because, as Chad said, it was a properly, maybe even slightly inflated valued card at the final auction price, much to the dismay of the seller, but in fact probably will not do better, is what Ricky's hinting at if we relist it.
Yeah, totally.
We thought it would.
I thought I had notes here. Maybe I put it on our main show page accidentally. Chad, did you know who this kid was before Tim talked about these cards? I didn't.
Only just from Tim having this card earlier.
Oh,
This kid was drafted like 86th overall. It's not even like a number 1 overall pick. He's like 19 years old and in class single A.
Yeah, but he's got home run power, and people love.
And we're gonna pay
the long ball,
thousands of dollars for what?
Yeah, that's the whole point of Bowman is you overpay for these 19 to 21 year olds and hope that they make it big when they finally make it to the bigs at age 25 to 30.
Baseball cards suck, bro.
I am slowly.
You're the one that opened 5 packs at the store this week.
Yeah, I had an itch. I had to scratch, all right?
All right.
There's a cream for that. Yeah.
Chadwick, do you have a little advice for us prepped?
Yeah, guys, so we got big card show season coming up. We got the National, we got Dallas, we have other local shows that people are traveling to, and now is a prime opportunity to go to zioncases.com and pick up your backpack.
Ooh.
Guys, look at this.
What
Look
do
at
you
this.
have there, Chad?
I got one.
You did.
I did.
Look at that.
The slab case backpack with the fire hot red Zion case inside.
Oh, wow. You went with the color match.
Mm-hmm. This
Nice.
backpack is the case for the card show attendee. This puppy, 40 to 50 graded cards. Could hold your PSA, your Beckett, your SGC, CSG, HGA, all of them. Dual straps for that nice padded comfort here.
Yeah, they look nice and cushioned.
We got slots here to hold my water bottle. You got little hidden packs where you can hide your cash that no one's going to see. Got a little charging port on the inside.
Yeah, I see that.
USB port for that power bank.
Yeah. Always have to have backup
Oh,
power.
baby. This thing, guys, I'm telling you, last year I bought a backpack and carried it around the National. Well documented that I complained for weeks afterwards of how heavy that backpack was and how sweaty it made my back.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than walking around trying to strut your stuff with a bunch of swack. Not with this case.
No, doesn't look like it.
Cool, nice material. Got those great pads. I'm going to be roaming around Dallas with this, and I would encourage everyone to go pick up one yourself. Go check these out at zioncases.com. And you know what? Enter ComoProde, or promo code, as it's stated on the website, according to Oxford.
Yeah.
Promo code PACK for 10% off your entire order. They do ship it directly to your house. They will state on the outside label that it's from Zion Cases. So if you want to avoid a marital dispute, make sure you're the first one to pick up that package. ZionCases.com, promo code PACK.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the show. You can find us on our Instagram page at Pack to the Future Podcast. That's at Pack to the Future Podcast. Give us a follow. Reach out to us. Tell us what you like about the show, what you're collecting. We love hearing from you and interacting with the listeners. All right, guys, for this next segment, as we chronicled a couple weeks ago, we were just getting ready to close the big Goldin auction that featured the LeBron James National Treasures triple logo man, right? Or is it Flawless?
Flawless, yep.
And this was the most sought after card. Drake was going after it and had finally been pulled, and they had completed the auction this past Saturday.
Yeah, and we were meant to all convene for that, but for various reasons, we're not able to do so because we were excited to see the ends of these cards and auctions.
Right.
And rather than focus on the completely overcovered 2.4 million sale of the LeBron triple, I thought it would be interesting to just at least look at the other ones that we might have been watching that night.
Well, and I do want to, I agree with you, Timmy, but I do want to just get like maybe a one sentence answer from each of you. What'd you guys think of the triple logo man?
Well, I think after doing the best of, I was listening at what our prices that we were suggesting, and we went as high as like $6 million as the upper range as a possibility. At least that's what Goldin was saying it could potentially go for. And we were like, are we going to be disappointed if it ended at $3 million? And the answer was generally a yes from us, was kind of the tone of that discussion.
Right.
And it ended under that. So you can't help but be disappointed, right?
There's that market downturn for you. I wonder if maybe whoever sold it didn't do so too quickly.
Well, on the flip side of it, right, they sold it as soon as they really could have after pulling it, after a product release. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Any thoughts one way or the other, Chad?
The card's a cool card. It could be reproduced next year. I don't think it's necessarily a one of a kind. Lots of hype behind it. And I think that drove a lot of the excitement surrounding the auction, right? Waiting for this thing to be pulled. It's cool. Not the greatest card I've ever seen.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about, though, a couple of weeks ago, we did feature some of the other really cool cards up for sale. And why don't we talk about a couple of those and see how they performed compared to where you might be able to find these cards elsewhere. Chad, why don't you talk to us about the Fleer Jordan rookie card?
And of course, Tim would list Jordan as number one.
Yeah, I mean, these were the most interesting cards by
far. Of course,
far.
number one and number two.
Uh-huh.
The 86 Fleer Jordan, well-known card, PSA 10.
Yep.
Went for a total of $204,000, but let's put it into some perspective. That is a large sum of money.
Yeah, it does sound like it.
I think that card hit upwards of $700,000 a year ago.
It did during that peak in February to April-ish, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of money.
A lot.
Yeah,
that's $500,000 drop
yeah.
in a year or so. But looking back just a couple of months ago, just to show you this downward market turn, through Goldin auctions back in April, this card sold for $252,000.
Oh, okay.
So even down, what are we looking at? 20% on that, even just over the last 2 months.
That's pretty quick.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is pretty quick. Pop's 318. So there's a lot of them. Not Zion base PSA 10 level, but
No.
still a number of these things.
There wasn't that much dilution, but yeah, it definitely.
I don't know where this number is going to settle long term, but it's an interesting number and interesting to see that drop. Someone's going to be happy with that card.
This has to be kind of close to the bottom as far as market correction, right? I mean, maybe. I mean, you can always go farther south.
I just don't know.
Nobody
I just
knows,
don't know anymore.
I mean, there's only 318 of these still. So, I mean, it's like you said, it's not a Zion base with 20,000. But it'll be interesting to watch. I mean, I think that's why I picked it first, is just so it would illustrate things like that as far as the market downturn, even for a hallmark marquee card like this. Even at those values, you're potentially taking some hits there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Chad or Timmy, what card did you want to highlight?
Yeah. Sticking with the same card, but this time signed, autographed on card. Same rookie card, but graded a PSA 4 with an 8 grade on the auto. So not spectacular, but that was still enough to fetch $36,000. Pretty good, right?
Well,
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. The card was
Yeah.
signed in a pen. It looked
Yeah.
like a ballpoint pen.
Yeah,
Is that
like
right?
a blue ballpoint. It looked
Yeah,
like.
I wish it would have been a Sharpie.
Yeah, then it would have really popped.
Which card would you guys rather have?
I was just going to ask the same
Oh.
question.
You can give me that auto all day.
Really?
All
Me
day.
too.
Your
yeah.
team auto?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You just want that. You want a version of the card and an auto. And
Yeah.
I think that combo outweighs the grade. I was
Okay.
just thinking about that.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
paid-
because that label's pretty
price
rough
for
to
a-
look at, right? Yeah.
Yeah, if you paid that for a PSA 10, like that price point, and like then looked up PSA 9s and what they go for or 8s, I would be so heartbroken of like I paid
Yeah.
for a literal number.
Well, keep in mind, this is coming from a guy who's got like a bleach and sun, and then was waterboarded Michael Jordan rookie card. So,
And
so I mean,
gnawed on by
a
a
PSA
dog.
4 to me is,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Right.
My God, it's the best card I've ever seen.
No, I mean, there's some really nice PSA 4s out there, like all kidding aside. I mean, there's some pretty good eye appeal ones, and this one was not terrible. So, yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
But would you rather have that or one of the 23 signed copies that were part of the 20th anniversary Upper Deck buyback promo in 2006, 2007? One of those, graded a BGS 8.5 with a 9 auto, just squeaked past the $1 million mark on June 14th at Christie's auction.
I mean, that's not surprising.
Yeah.
That's like the least surprising, right? Good auto grade, a good card grade. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm only laughing because I have no idea what the hell that card is.
No? Yeah.
No.
just
Ricky, do you know what that card is?
Yeah, all it means is they bought back some of his Fleer rookies and
Yeah.
had him auto it and then re-released them in a pack.
I
similar
understand
to
that. Can
Yeah.
you picture what that card is without looking it up?
the Jordan rookie? Yeah.
No.
No,
this
the
is the one that
specific
we're
autograph
talking about.
version. Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, right, because none
I
of
have
us
no
have
clue what the card
none of
is.
us whiffed even a look at it because only 14 of them out of the 23 were even pulled, and most of us, like Chad is hinting at, like didn't even realize the card existed or was a thing. So.
Yeah, no, I feel like I may have seen one of these somewhere and thought, that's interesting that they did that buyback.
Yeah,
But I didn't stop and look at it close enough. I certainly didn't see it on the Goldin Auction this time around.
yeah, you had to click. You had to dig for this one a little bit, but
Yeah.
well, yeah, because obviously it wasn't on Golden. Never mind. But yeah, over at Christie's. But I bring this one up specifically just because of the market downturn. I wanted to illustrate that it's still possible to buck that trend still, because back in 2020, a similar graded card, similar copy of this card graded very similarly, except with a 10 auto, sold for just $125,000. So in 2 years, you went from 125 to a full mil.
Oh, how pissed would you be
I
if
see.
you sold that card in 2020?
Yeah, I mean, that's not very long in the grand scheme of things, right? I mean, 2020
Right.
to 2022 went by in the blink of an eye.
A little editing note. I appreciate you guys playing along with me. I figured out exactly where I was going wrong. The buyback card is actually the Michael Jordan rookie card. I thought it was a different card, so I completely
Oh, yeah.
apologize. And
No, still
understand
though.
the confusion now. Go ahead and carry on.
No, I mean, it's still everything you said and the way you said it still stands, because most of us have never even seen that card before. So,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Ricky.
So the card, a couple of cards that stood out to me. The first is the 2003-04 Upper Deck Exquisite LeBron rookie patch auto. We've all seen it. It's not a huge patch,
Yeah, tiny
but
window. Yeah.
a tiny window, but oftentimes 3 colors is what we've seen. And this card finalized this past weekend at $2.1 million for a
Ooh.
BGS 8.5.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, very good. I think that it absolutely overperformed, if you will. Card Ladder had this card valued at $1.39 million back in February of this year. This is a pop 27 with the 8.5, I believe. I can tell you that this same card sold for over $1.5 million in January of this year. In February of this year, it dropped down to the 1.3 million, which is where Card Ladder likely got that number valuation from.
Yeah.
In March, and let me back up. The January card that sold for 1.5 million, a PSA 8.5 as well, or a PSA 8.5 instead of BGS. The 1.3 million in February was a BGS 8.5, similar to this card.
Yeah.
So it's gone up $800,000 in value since February.
Wow.
In March of this year, a BGS 8, which, by the way, I'm so sorry. The BGS labels that are paper for an 8, get the hell out of here.
I know. They look like a voided warranty label.
They do. They do. And it's probably affected this card.
Yeah.
In March, this card sold for, as a BGS 8, $960,000, under $1 million.
Wow.
So little bit different cards that you're talking about. The first one that just sold with Goldin was numbered to 23, and then these other ones are numbered to 99.
Oh, okay. So a little bit of a difference in the numbering. So you probably get a little bit, of a different colored background?
Yeah, I think the out of 23 is gold, but otherwise they look very similar.
Yeah.
Basically identical. So, I think that the card performed well. I don't see any card version of this card that sold for over the $2.1 million mark to date. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but just in my search of Goldin's website. And I did do some searches on eBay. I had a hard time finding this card, period. It didn't exist over on the eBay platform. So I will note that the most expensive exquisite auto you can get on eBay of LeBron is a fraction of the price that these rookie cards are going for. Under 100,000.
Yeah, that's a oof.
The other card that really jumped out to me was the 1916 M101-4 Sporting News Babe Ruth rookie card.
Yeah.
This was a PSA 4 that sold for $510,000. One interesting, I couldn't obviously find any on eBay. I think this is a really rare card. Mm-hmm. I did note that on the Goldin's website, a PSA 6 recently in April went for $1.5 million.
Oh, wow.
So 3-time valuation just for 2 number grades higher.
Oh, I mean, that's pretty significant for a vintage card, though. So
yeah.
That's crazy for a card made back in 1916.
It's such a cool looking card.
Century
it's
old
so
card.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's move away from baseball real quick then. So back to a sport you like far better.
Yeah, a number of months ago, I think I was talking about trying to sell off a bunch of cards, and we were going to decide which card I was going to buy.
Yeah.
And I made a comment about the 1980 Bird Magic Dr. J.
It was one of the choices. Yeah.
And I think at one point I made a comment like, this card will never go down. Well.
What did we find out?
Well, the turntables.
Says
Mr.
Turn.
Well, Michael Scott. He says
turntables. Yep.
There's these popular, like these pop culture references.
Yeah.
There's this really popular show called The Office. You should check it out sometime.
I should, huh?
It would like give you a good laugh, like bring out some of that inner joy that's in there.
Especially for somebody who worked a cubicle job once upon a time.
Yeah. There you go.
For Tim to do that, you'd have to join society. How old are you, Tim?
Oh, I don't know. I think I just whatever.
What did you set up 40? For the first time right before we podcasted?
Hey, I'm pretty proud of that. A little Apple TV. At the ripe old age of 40, I finally learned how to do that.
First time for everything, man. Yeah, Ricky's applauding you.
I know.
Clap.
Not totally a dinosaur yet.
We're proud of you, man. Yeah. I'll show you how to pull up The Office on here in just a second. But yeah, exactly. So the 80 Tops PSA 10 sold for $660,000. Pretty incredible price. Very iconic card.
Absolutely.
Not long ago, though, according to Card Ladder, $840,000 just a couple of months ago for this Pop 22 card.
And you thought, with that low a pop, with the momentum it was having, I mean, it should have cleared $1 million.
Yeah. 3 very, very popular players all on one card. 2 of them are rookie.
Wow.
Still dropping $200,000. It's the cost of a house.
Not anymore, but
Yeah. Fair enough.
Soon again.
Soon. Yeah. Shoot. That's pretty incredible. I think that card's still going to be worth hanging on to, though. It's still pretty iconic, like you said.
Yeah.
Jim, take us home with this next one. I can't.
Yeah.
this blows
I've got
my
one
mind.
more to add after this. Actually, I'll do it now, then take us home.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
One
Okay,
other one
cool, yeah.
outside of sports, 2013 Fleer Retro Spider-Man. The
Spidey. Okay.
Blue PMG.
Oh, blue. I've only seen the red
Oh,
ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful looking card.
Yeah.
Back when Marvel was really being pumped, back in January, a
Yeah.
BGS 9 sold for $132,000.
Wow.
Let that sink in.
Yeah, that's a lot for a
For a
comic card.
Spider-Man card.
For a
Not even a real-
BGS 9.
DGS 9. Yep.
Goldin had a PSA 9. Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
$6,300.
Even-
What?
Drastic drop.
I was
in
waiting
price.
for 63,000, but
Drastic
6,300.
And even at that, I mean, that's still a lot of money for cards that historically have not been valued anywhere close to sports cards.
Oh, man.
You would never get me to buy a card.
Ricky did it. Look at that, man. He's doing things.
Yeah.
Good
You
job,
would
Tim.
never get me to buy a Spider-Man card at that price point.
Isn't that wild? It is a great
That
looking
is.
card. I encourage you to go check it out. But
Talk
boy.
about shill. So that's a shill right there, right?
Well, yeah. So that's a lot of, if you listen to other
Collectively.
podcasts or YouTube, I mean, there's a lot of people that talk about how much these cards were hyped by influencers and how mad people were about that at the time, saying, kind of red flags were being waved at that time when the
Yeah.
price was so high. And
Very non-natural.
here we are. I think a lot of people were probably right about that.
That's a fierce correction, though.
Ooh.
Oof.
That's brutal.
That's like a Panda NFT style correction. Am I right?
Yep.
I'm not dead there yet, so.
Oh, God. He's got him back hooked again, Ricky.
Oh, well, just in time for Tim's Tales from Tim's Crypt version 2.
October, right? Yeah, we'll see. Might be a little bit more positive this year. Yeah.
Oh, programming note. We're still going to get the ladies on the show for the summer.
Yeah.
We just had a little setback this week. So,
It
still to
happens.
come.
Yeah. No, it should still be just
It'll
cold.
still-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ricky, have you watched Hustle yet, by any chance?
I have.
Yeah. So this next guy, Mr. Anthony Edwards, he's a pretty likable guy, right? I mean, I thought he did a pretty good job in that movie.
Which one was he? Was he the other superstar?
I'm going to be blanking on the names because I suck at pop culture stuff. So
But was he the other superstar that the Adam Sandler's guy was going against?
I think so.
Okay.
My memory is
We
dark,
are
right? Yeah.
killing it.
I know. No,
We
listen,
are doing all the popular jokes and saying the right stuff about cards. Yeah.
No, people that have listened that watch this movie are
Yeah.
going to be ripping their phones
Oh, I
out
don't
of the
care.
the wall.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm doing it on purpose to drive them nuts.
Out of the wall.
That's
Get out
how
of here.
little I recognize Anthony Edwards. I hadn't a clue who he was in this movie. He was great in it.
No, I mean, anyway. Anthony Edwards.
I'm giving you guys a hard time. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Go watch
It's
Hustle.
the new Netflix movie about
I'm gonna
Adam
have to-
Sandler finding the next Luka
Oh, gosh,
Doncic in Brazil, and he's going to bring him up and play for the 76ers, right?
Correct. Yeah. Good job, Ricky. Thank you. Nice save.
And there's another number 1 overall pick that he goes head to head with in the rookie combine, and it's an epic showdown. But I didn't know it was Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, there you go. Most people probably don't because, I mean, he's a very good rookie player, but yeah, he's still got room to grow. Despite that, though, his 2020-21 flawless Logo Man RPA ended at $426,000.
That is so ridiculous.
Yeah, I did a bit of shtick just a minute ago to kind of hit the point home. This is not a player that deserves a $426,000 card at this point in time.
Yeah, the fact that, we had such a struggle there to recognize him.
Would any rookie warrant that price?
Well,
Maybe Braun if he was coming out now
LeBron.
Maybe.
with the hype that he
Not
had.
even,
Yeah.
not even Zion, because look how he's busted.
Yeah, that's
I
scary
know,
stuff, right?
we don't know yet. We'll still wait and see.
No.
But
Very high likelihood, but yeah.
But no, you're right. I mean, the thought of that is correct, right? I mean, there was so much hype around Zion that, I mean, even now you shouldn't be paying that price for this.
how
That's
much,
crazy.
whoever won that card, how little respect must they have for money?
Yeah. Very.
Like, I'd be terrified holding onto that card.
What if it was Anthony Edwards himself and he just wanted to bet on himself?
Pulling a Giannis?
Yeah.
Well,
What if he's like, hey, no one ever
player.
believed in me when I was young, and I want to believe in myself. And it's a true inspirational story.
There you go.
If that's true, I'm going to start collecting Anthony Edwards cards. I'm all in, but I don't think it is.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to chat a little bit. Is that okay, Timmy, if we move on?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Okay. I want to chat a little bit about Beckett and some of the new changes they're bringing. But before I do that, guys, a few weeks ago, Doc spoke to you all about how Built Bar delivers delicious and nutritious protein bars, about how they taste better than candy bars, and how they fight your hunger. Well, I'm here with the facts and testimonials on this fabulous product. Following Doc's read, Timmy was inspired, and Timmy went out and bought himself some Built Bars to try.
I did.
And you pled with Chad not to lead you astray in this new snack venture.
Did he?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the verdict is in. Straight from Tim's fingertips to your eardrums, Tim texted Chad and I, quote, okay, the salted caramel Built Bar is candy until you tell me otherwise. So what are you all waiting for? Head on over to BuiltBar.com or Built.com. Pick up your new favorite treat right away. You can select from over 15 incredible flavors, including cookie dough chunk, coconut brownie, and peanut butter brownie. They even have a churro flavored puff. You can mix and match these awesome bars and puff bars to your heart's desire. And while you're at it, go ahead and use that promo code PTTF for an additional 10% off your entire order site-wide. That's BuiltBar.com, promo code PTTF. Your body and taste buds will thank you.
Boy, Ricky, that had me fist pumping over here. You know the little video, I think it's the gif of the kid at the baseball game, like he's dancing up, fist pumping with one arm, then he lifts up his shirt, like show one nip, and he's like, yeah!
The Miami Marlins kid.
Yeah, that was me just now when you were talking about Built Bar. That was pretty good. So, Ricky, we do have Beckett in this segment, and then at the end, if we have time, we also have some stuff that we could go back on and touch on Prism football from segment 1 if we have time.
Okay.
Please, I missed that and was going to squeeze that in here. Perfect. So, Timmy, why don't you get us started on this update with Beckett?
And so I haven't seen people talk about this too much. It might have just been a news blip to most, but I think it's going to be a culture shift over at Beckett Grading per their new head. He was very proud of his new approach. I somehow did not write down his name, so that's my fault. But
I'll pull it up.
Thank you, Chad.
Yep. I did try to find this person on Instagram to bring him on the show. Couldn't even find him.
Couldn't even touch. Yeah, no. But former big tech honcho is proposing some big changes underway over at Beckett.
Kunal Chopra.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good call, Ricky.
Thank you, Ricky. And he's quite motivated to do this, despite not having much of a sports background. He really wants to bring his former tech experience over to the card grading world. Specifically, 2 different changes he listed right off the bat. 1, to improve the collector experience, specifically mentioning that the website is dated and that it needed modernizing, and that the platform for collectors, as far as managing their portfolio, really needs to improve, more like a traditional portfolio of investments. Change number 2 was to improve the existing products and services, keeping in mind that this was the original pricing company, and to harness that and adapt that to a world of artificial intelligence involving data and analytics and prediction models. And we've heard this before from one of the other grading companies. Ricky, you're muted.
Oh, by God, he did it! It's been years, he muted himself! Oh, my God!
I wasn't even sure.
It's come full circle!
Got him!
It's the end of the show now!
The turn I've tabled or something, right? So.
You're getting there, Tim. Good job, man.
This feels... the article you sent over to me made a big point and this new CEO made a big point to point out that he does not come from the hobby whatsoever, and that he's going to rely on all the BGS people over there that know the hobby. To me, that sounds more scary than exciting. And it feels like they want to grow in about 10 different ways. And me as a hobby collector, I just want to see them improve the grading first.
Right.
The speed, the quality, update the slab, maybe get the paper slabs. There's tickets out. But it just feels like they're trying to grow almost horizontally versus vertically.
Nice. Horizontally. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of big, puffy, outy chest talk, right?
Right.
And I guess that's his job, right? Coming in as a new CEO, he's supposed to bring in this new vision, new perspective, and he's at least bringing in a lot of new energy. And that's appreciated. And to your point about improving the grading, I mean, he is starting something called the Beckett Academy for graders, coming up in Q3 of this year, so soon. So they are trying to keep up with the expected demand.
Someone has got to go to Beckett Academy.
One of us?
One of the three of us,
One
or
of the
someone
listeners?
that we know.
Somebody
Yes.
out there, please. Yeah, go do a little internship over at Beckett Academy. That'd be amazing.
Literally, someone's got to figure it out. We'll figure out a prize to give you if you get in there and tell us everything you know. I mean, wouldn't that be a dream school to go to? I'm sorry.
I take down my diplomas in my office. Hang up
yeah.
this one.
Beckett Academy. It'd just be a B.
I don't know about your cancer, but I can tell you about this graded card.
Jeez.
I'm with
That
Ricky,
would be
though. I think
amazing.
that with the new guy coming in, I would personally, I don't know. My thought would be to try to consolidate and just do a few things well. I've got a little story for you guys. Talked about my boy, Mr. Bob Iger, before in his little book.
Yeah.
He talked about when he was trying to become the CEO for Disney, how he had like 10 things that he wanted to pitch to the board about he's going to be a great CEO. And his advisor came in and said, knock it off. He's like, you get 3. It's like, you're going to lose people at 3. After that, they're going to think you're trying to do too much and you can't do any one thing right. And that's immediately what I thought of here. But
Yeah.
little
'cause he
funny-
did outline 3 pillars of strategy. But yeah.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah,
Probably
exactly.
for that same reason. Yeah.
a little funny aside for you guys, though. I was going to text you guys this and I didn't. I had to give like a last minute speech in front of 150 docs this week downtown at the Little America.
Oh.
And I was also like trying to tell the docs, they're like, this is where I saw Kobe and this is where I saw Shaq and this is where Eddie Jones flipped me off. And they're like, we don't care, dude. But I'm up there giving a speech and my damn arms, you know how I've talked about how like I'm an arm talker? Midway through my speech, I realize like people have moved away from me because my arms are flailing all over the damn place. And I almost started laughing at you. I'm like, what in the hell am I doing? So anyway, I was giving like a Bob Iger quote during the time. My arms were waving. I was a complete disaster and a complete mess. So anyway, bringing this back. This guy's trying to do too much.
Is he? Yeah.
I think so. I think it's great that if you try to delegate and say, hey, you know what? These other people really know this side of the hobby that I don't know. Let's let them do it. Okay, perfect. But when you're also trying to cross things over and try and do new things, I don't like it. I turned to Mrs. Doc last night. I'm like, hey, let me tell you this scenario. And I kind of laid this out to her and read it to her. And her first thought was, well, shouldn't they figure out their backlog issue first? Like, this is someone who doesn't really know anything about the hobby. And I don't know what Beckett's backlog is now, but
They say it's non-existent.
No way.
fix
There's
the
just
initial
no
problems
way.
first.
No way.
I mean, maybe it is, but fix like the big glaring problems first and then try to focus.
Well, and it hinted that they were going to make some big announcements at the National.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they're going to come out and talk about all these websites to store your NFTs and value them. And I don't care about any of that. Stop growing and get the one thing you do right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think hobbyists, especially in the card hobby world, really like new things?
No.
We're kind of a particular folk.
Yeah. Don't really
Yeah.
like change, to be honest. Yeah.
I agree. But I do think some of the changes, like the online forms versus paper forms, is a must-have change.
Absolutely.
The
Agreed.
website changes, I am behind and say, make those changes.
Those are all facial, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Superficial.
But I agree. I mean, I'm terrified. You know, I tell you guys how my OCD does the I go to PSA because I like all the same labels.
Yeah.
I know that label is going to change here in 5 to 10 years, and I don't know what I'm going to do with all my slabs.
Oh no.
I have that will then be the old label.
That's
right?
going to drive you nuts. Yeah.
It's going to, for certain collectors, I think this brand rebranding could be problematic, but at the same time, that's not a problem for them. It's why the sports teams all change their jersey styles, right? Because then you have to go buy new ones.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
Yeah.
Gross.
How about that Jazz highlighter yellow?
Oh.
How awful is that?
I mean, like, it's a universally disliked change.
It's awful. Oh, it's so awful.
Even
I think
people
I've
who
said
are-
this everywhere. It's
They should go back to their old uniforms until they figure it out.
yeah, they really
Just go
should.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been telling people it's like my 90-year-old patient who just can't see anything for the world. And they're the person who designed it. Make it really bright, and I can't see the letters.
Yeah.
How about now? Bigger. Bigger. Is that Donovan?
Yeah. That lettering is about the size of the E on the visual acuity charts that we use.
It's like the size of my damn head.
Yeah, don't worry. You can go hunting in these outfits. No one's going to shoot you.
Yeah. Oh, man. Just so bad.
You could go ride your bike at night in these uniforms.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a great running uniform for me when I'm out there running the streets.
Oh, there you go.
My treadmill's still broken. Damn it.
Oh, jeez.
That's why I'm pissed today. Sorry.
Well, you know what's not broken? Your mouse and your computer that allows you to order cards. Fanatics Prism football cards.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
so
happened there,
this was a
Chad?
really interesting thing. This is the first time I tried this. This was a Fanatics drop, a product drop, where you could go onto their website. Interesting process. I think I like it. They had this for Prism Football, a sealed blaster for $34. You couldn't buy it outright. You could put in all of your information, including your credit card, with a commitment to buy. You put in the number of boxes that you want. They put you into some sort of randomized lottery. And if you get it, then they charge you and they just ship it to you.
I like that a lot.
I liked it.
Yeah.
That's going to be the future, I believe, also. Fanatics is going to force us all to shop there directly, but I think they're going to do something like you just mentioned.
I'd be behind that.
I thought the process was great. Now, I don't know how many boxes that they shipped, and I don't know how many people were left out. I saw people on
Right.
Twitter who were saying, like, oh, we got skunked by Fanatics in their first drop. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got all mine. People are like, screw you, guy. It's like, I'm going to have fun opening my packs, buddy. And it was great. So picked up 2 of these sealed blaster boxes, guys. 4 cards per pack, 6 packs per box, 1 orange ice non-numbered card per pack.
Guaranteed. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
That's the Fanatics parallel, though, right?
It is.
Yeah. Okay.
First box, went through the cards, didn't get any autographs in either of them, but the first one hit a very nice horizontal Jamar Chase, little simple jersey,
Yeah.
silver prism.
Okay. Yeah.
I like that. I ended up selling it for $25, so I got almost back the entire cost. I got
Yeah. It's pretty good for retail. Shoot.
yeah.
Did you list?
It worked out
Did you
nice.
list that at auction?
No, I did that as a buy it now because there were 2 or 3 that had sold and had their final sale price on Card Ladder, so I just priced it right there. I've been trying to move some product for the upcoming Dallas show that I was kind of telling you guys about.
Yeah.
And so I've just trying to been setting it at buy it now and just seeing what I can get out of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Second card, though, and here's a big one. One of my orange ice, Trevor Lawrence.
Whoa.
Nice.
Nicely done. Yep.
That was a big one. Now, I don't know what the entire set checklist is for Prism, but I heard that it was large. I should have looked it up before, and I just forgot.
Yeah.
But getting a Trevor Lawrence, I thought was a pretty big deal. Now, in a couple of shows in the past, oh boy, English towards the end of the show, tough all of a sudden.
Throughout the show.
Yeah, fair. Hey, at least I brought the dictionary this time.
Yeah.
So traditionally, we have talked about how the price of cards, and Ricky mentioned this earlier. Initially, when the product comes out, price is high, tends to drop immediately afterwards. Ricky, you mentioned that with the Bowman product that Tim purchased. Tim, you and I talked about Luis Robert tops a number of years ago.
Yep.
So no more than an hour or 2 passed when I had the card in my hand that I had it shipped off to PSA.
Wow. Yeah.
And I want to try it. I want to truly test out what we talked about to see if I could get one of the first cards back graded from this product and list it.
Yeah.
Number one, how much I'll get for it. And I think the timing's going to be great. I think it's going to line up right at the start of training camp.
Yeah.
Right.
But I also think that even though we're in a down market, traditionally you still see that thing drop.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really shocked to see this, though. That orange ice card over the past week, I've got the data right here. Let me just see if I can find it.
Yeah. Take your time. but
130 to $200 for that card, raw.
Wow.
Wow.
Out of retail. Yeah.
Out of retail, which I was really surprised about. Now, the card itself looked really good. Edges, corners looked great. Centering was perfect. There's a dimple. There's a factory dimple up by his right shoulder.
I've still seen that slide before.
I know, and that's always been the hard part. I don't feel like there's consistency with the
Sure.
dimple. Ricky, you've had cards that have had dimple. We talked to my buddy at the card shop the other day who had a Steph Curry rookie card of Topps, and it had a
Right.
dimple, and we didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
But I think that that's the only blemish on the card.
You might get
It's
it.
a
10.
beautiful card. You sent Tim and I a photo of it, and the cracked orange plays really nicely off the Jacksonville Jaguars green and
Yeah.
black.
It really does.
I paid $150 for Express, too. I just said, hey, if we're going to do it, let's do it.
Just do it.
It
Okay.
arrived,
Yeah.
so it went from arrival to grading in one day.
Wow. There you go.
So we're going to see if we can get this thing back kind of quick. We'll list it immediately and see what happens.
You'll
See if
probably
we
get
can
it within a month, right?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would have to think so.
Hmm.
So we'll kind of
Yeah.
see how that little experiment goes, and maybe we'll track it with time. And either
That
we
would be
can
a
see
lot of fun.
my blunder or whether or not our theory still holds up.
Yeah, that'd be a ton of fun to check into that. And Timmy, if you'll prep the ending, I didn't warn either of you guys about this, but
This
What
is
do you
usually
guys-
good.
what do you guys think next week? We've talked about our potential for putting together some subgroups.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think we say we talk a little bit more about those details? Maybe come next week prepped with a couple cards we'd like to submit and ask the audience if they'd like to join us.
Sure.
I like that a lot. We've been getting quite a few messages about people who would like to jump in, and with people going to card shows, we pick something up, and maybe if I see something that's White Sox related or Tigers or Lions or anything at the Dallas show that, is kind of in that sweet spot, $50 to $100, $200 range that's
Yeah.
worth grading, maybe I'll grab it for you guys and kind of make it fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that'd be a ton of fun. And yeah, we were getting a lot of feedback, and I'll tell you, part of this is selfish for me because I've now identified cards at the low level, at the $30 level, at the $50 level. I'm ready with whatever we want to submit.
It'd be a lot of fun. And, I was telling Tim beforehand, I got this fresh sealed box from PSA sitting. Oh, you can't see him anymore. My phone died.
Yeah.
But
That's all right.
fresh sealed box from PSA that Portland Ezra and I have a sub back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So at some point, we'll need to reveal that too.
I brought it over here so that he wouldn't cheat and crack it open.
I like it. I
Yes.
like it. Well, that'll be a lot of fun, you guys. So be continuing to listen for further details on our group submission. That'll be a lot of fun to do that together. For Timmy and Chad, this is Ricky. The Tim is never running the board again. Wishing all of you a one of one night. So, guys, I made a little agreement with our local card shop owner. I think I may have mentioned it on air before, but I got to take home a shoebox of pretty much every Barry Sanders she has.
That's right.
Yeah.
I returned it to her, and now she is sitting with it to decide how much to charge me. I can tell you I have sleeved over 400 cards.
Well, okay, hold on a second. So she gave you the box. You took the
Yeah.
cards out of the box?
Yep. And then I organized them all by brand and then went through them all and had a system to pick out all the doubles and kept all one of every card in that box.
Wow.
So you have all the cards in your possession. She doesn't know what they are, and you're going to tell her how much you're going to pay?
No, I sleeved them all and then I put them in little team bags. And so one half of the shoebox are all her doubles. The other half were all my cards that I wanted to buy in those little team bags opened so she could access them. And then she said, can I sit with them for a couple more days? I said, oh, no.
That must have been really fun, though.
What was the most exciting card you saw in there?
There were But the one that got me the most giddy excited was the Metal Universe Captain America Barry Sanders dual card.
Oh, you sent me one like that of John Elway.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
There is. Or no, I had Wolverine. Elway was Captain America, I think. The Barry was Wolverine. So that was one of the most giddy. There are all sorts of cool ones. There's ones from my childhood, the wild card sets, which look terrible. They look like really, really bad cards, but like they remind me when I was a kid first getting into Barry. There was the Barry Sanders rookie cards that were buybacks from Topps archives. So there were some cool ones. There were a couple unique ones, a couple serial numbered ones. I think the lowest was like 2,000. So not like super serial numbered. The PSA 10 card, the Mystery Finest Barry that I picked up at Las Vegas last year. There's one of those in there.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So a couple pretty cool ones. I'd say probably a dozen cards that if I showed you, you'd be like, oh, that's impressive. Cool. Like, of some note, but other than that.
You think she has any regrets about handing that box over to you?
No, I think she's just figuring out, she's lubing up that big old box and just rubbing her hands together over all the money she's going to rake me over for.
Ringing up that little old school calculator.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be an interesting experience. I'm telling you that if our local card shop screws me over on this Barry box by even a dime, I will never shop at this local card shop again. And if I do, I'll tattoo the name of the card shop on my ass.